This is Books and Tickets, and we are delighted to be joined. And I'm sort of scratching my head here, thinking it's been a while, Tiernan. Obviously, I thought I interviewed you before your last fight in Brighton, but I've searched my playlists, I've looked at my phone, and I can't find it at all. So, first time in a while we've had a chat. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm very good. Just been training away since the new year, and I'm glad I've got a promotional contract now to talk about. The backing that I have, I think it's given me a lot of confidence. People's, obviously seeing the talent that I am and are willing to put the time, effort, and money into me to push on for titles. And I'm very happy for the backing. Very happy. Been a long time coming.
It has. Obviously, you're almost on the verge of your 10th pro fight on Saturday. Obviously,
Yeah.
since the last time we spoke, obviously you fought obviously in where you're based in Brighton. It was nearly probably one of the earliest contenders for sort of a quick finish. Michael Bullock, he sort of threw the right hand, down he went. And you're going, Craigie, that this is terrible. Well, it's terrible to the degree that you want minutes, you want rounds and things like that, but knockouts are good at the same time. But I'm sure you'd probably get into that fight and think first punch you're going to throw and it could potentially be all over.
Look, that fight, I was in camp for 17 weeks straight because I had a fight in September, the Conlon McElhinney promotions that never came off. And then I had a fight in October in Portsmouth that never came off. And I was in camp from the start of, end of July, start of August. And then I was able to get my fight then November 10th. And the funny thing is I had Southpaws. I was looking at Southpaws for the September one, the October one, and then I got a Southpaw for the November one because we were drilling it. And we were constantly drilling that step out to the lead foot, kind of not a straight right, but the right hook. And that was the first punch I threw, and I just surprisingly caught him with. Um, and he went down first 5 seconds. Um, beautiful. What you expect of an orthodox against the southpaw. Um, unfortunately, he didn't stay down. He got back up. He was a tough man. Kind of went back to the corner, and the adrenaline was still pushing through me. And I think I didn't really feel it to the second round. Threw like a straight right hand, caught him the hardest part of the head, the top of the head, and I just went oof. Right hand, it kind of hurt. So I didn't really want to do any further damage to that. So I literally boxed the entire fight with my left hand, and it worked. I mean, I literally beat the man for 6 rounds, with one hand. He didn't hit me at all. It was barely hit. Got the rounds in. Very happy we got the rounds in. It probably looked like a boring fight, but it probably would have been a boring fight if one person could only throw like a half of their arsenal. Um, so yeah, I'm just throwing the left hook the body, left hook the head, left uppercut, jabs, and whatnot. Try not to get hit, keeping the injuries at bay, apart from the right hand. And then the last round, I was like, I'm going to push it now, and I kind of threw like a jab, step forward with my right, switch stance into southpaw stance, and caught him a left uppercut. And he dropped the last 5 seconds of the fight. So the first 5 seconds, the last 5 seconds of the fight, and I dropped him. Bell went. Unfortunately, never got the stoppage, but was happy to get the 6 rounds in because probably only done. I think I've only done 6 rounds once.
Yeah,
Once,
and in Spain.
yeah, in Spain. So it was my second 6 rounder before now moving on to my 8 rounders. Happy to get that in, even though I'm doing 8 and 10s and sparring. It's much different when you're in a fight. Um, so it'll obviously give me the much needed experience to get through. Obviously, if it would have hurt, when I hurt my hand, I kind of panicked a little bit, thinking, "Fuck, can't really do this." My corner team, very experienced corner team. Scott Scott's a very experienced man. He's been in this sport a long time. He just calmed me down and says, "I don't care about your right hand. I want you to punch your right hand through his head. I don't care about the pain." I was like, right. So he calmed me down. I was able to get through it all, and got out, went to the hospital straight away, and just ligaments. To be honest, I'm very happy with ligaments. They says that I must have punched so hard, the ridge of his nose kind of separated my two knuckles, and that's where the ligaments kind of became sprained and stretched. So it was a perfect punch, just caught between the two knuckles, like the two middle knuckles, and that's where the injury came from. So I was happy. I was back punching a month later, in December, and then I had Christmas off and was right back in the gym then, come January time. So it was, look, happy to get the 6 rounds in. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of an injury, but my hand's back stronger than ever with the rehab that I was doing. A lot of forearm work, a lot of wrist stretching, wrist work, grip strength. So that their experience has now made me stronger to move on in my career. Just because before you're as a fighter, you don't really give a damn about your hands unless obviously you wrap them and you go and you punch. But not a lot of fighters do your forearm work, do your wrist strengthening, your grip strengthening, even your finger strength, And now it's made me much more an intelligent fighter with what my body is doing for me, other than just punching. So I'm much more aware now. I'm very happy that's happened to me earlier in my career than it is later in my career. Let's say in an 8, 10, 12 round fight. Learn to stay comfortable under pressure. So
That's
it
what
was good.
that's what them fights are for. Sometimes, obviously, as you're building up, you're trying to obviously get you through different scenarios. Orthodox fighters, southpaws, aggressive front foot fighters, people that stand off. You want to go through each of them different motions. So, as you say, when you get into title fights, you've ticked every box off and you can fly through it.
Exactly. So I'm happy that experience happened. Let's just know. I know that it won't happen me again. Even though I feel like I'm a devastating puncher. I know if I'm knock him down next time, I'm gonna go for the stoppage. I'm not just gonna go out and maybe have a bit of fun. The longer we stay in the fight, the more chance of an injury that happening. So get them hurt, get them out of there.
How have you sort of dealt, I guess, with obviously cancelled cards, obviously injuries and things like that? Is it just something you always know as part of the process? When September probably fell through, you thought the next one will happen. It doesn't happen and it keeps going on. Like, are you used to that now? Obviously, has it become part of your inbuilt attitude that you go until I guess the fight week and everything else? You're not really focused on the fight. You just focus on the training. Like, how has it been to adjust to that?
Yeah. So, a lot of the times for fighters like me before I was signed, everything's too good to be true until obviously you fight. You're trying to put in the practice every single day. So you have to obviously put in your mind, I need to be ready within 2-3 weeks of a fight in case there's a call like that. I need to have fans that are going to turn up and buy tickets like that. So we can pay for my opponents, blah, 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 blah. You don't want to see a lot of these fighters now, unfortunately. You've got Paul Ryan, a lot of his fights have pulled out. And, I talk to Paul, I just say, and I feel his pain because I've been through that a lot. I talk to some other fighters as well, it's difficult. I feel like it's happened to me so many times. That's why I understand it completely, and it's devastating because we're boxers at the end of the day. It's not like, to be fair, it's not like we're boxers and it's like our only job is to provide for our families because we're not getting fucking paid half the time. Excuse my language, but we're not getting paid half the time, so we're not providing for our families. We're out here having regular jobs, just trying to fulfill. This is our hobby at that point of our careers. That is our hobby. Just trying to get fights and build it up so that we can get signed, just like me this year. Where then you're promised good money, decent camps, decent fights, a pathway to success. So yeah, like beforehand, it's very demeaning. The fighters, when we believe in ourselves so much, and then those things happen. It's like you not having a job for so many months. You get a job, and then a few days before they turn around and say, "Nah, we don't need you anymore." I'm like, fuck me. So it's just like that. But I'm just happy that for me myself now, it's been a long time coming. I'm nearly 4 years as a pro. Been through ups and downs, left and right. And now with this promotion, it's just straight and narrow. You're getting told 68 weeks before a card's gonna happen that you're on the show, and they told me before this is we're not a Big Ten promotion like Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, where these prospects get signed and they're slowed down almost. It's like why they want. It's like they're slowed down and then thrown into these massive fights, and then they're kicked to the curb if they don't win or they're not impressive. With my promotion now, I'm sure Kane will say that the same. They're giving us fights that are tough. Obviously, they are very tough. Much better than the opposition that we've had before. But it's a way of working up the rankings so that when we get to that level, where there's obviously 50-50 fights within domestically, internationally, title challenges, we will be ready. And it's not the promoters, idea of, it's not them going, no, we think you're ready, we're throwing you in. We can just turn around and go, well, okay, no problem. But we want this route. We want this. We're the ones that guide our routes, not the promoters. You get me?
Yeah.
So that's the free rein that we've got with GBM, and they says we're not looking, and they says we don't want you to take step backs. We want you to keep progressing forward. We'll get 5 fights this year. If you wanted, we can keep progressively getting better and better and better. God willing, injury free. 5 fights, absolutely perfect. That's what I wanted from the very start. And each opposition will get better and better and better. Something like 230th in the world now, it's super lightweight. After this fight, might bring me down under 200. Who knows where I'm going to be in 4 fights? After that, you know what I mean? I could be top 100 in the world. If my opposition keeps getting better, better, and better. So that's where I've wanted to be. So, I'm looking forward to it.
It's for the first time probably as a pro, this is your first promotional deal as well, obviously with GBM. Does this actually make you feel, trying to think of the right words, does it actually feel rewarding now, the fact that you've actually got someone that believes in you enough that obviously wants you to sign? Like I know previously you talked of the potential of being there with Frank Warren and stuff like that. Like, does this now feel like you actually feel loved in the sport by a promoter? They want to tie you down to a contract?
Absolutely. I mean, for a good while, I was obviously thinking, what's wrong with me? I'm doing everything right in my fights. I'm winning these fights. I had 6, and the reason why I never stepped up the 8 rounders so sooner was because I said to myself, I am not stepping up to 8, 10, 12 rounders without getting paid and having a promoter on my back, because that is stupid. It is so very stupid. Why am I putting myself into wars? Stepping up that position for no pay. You know what I mean? Like it's bonkers to me. So I just said, look, waiting the promoter comes by. I was ready for 8 rounders 3 fights ago. You know what I mean? Like I was happy. Like I'm doing 6 rounders and stacking 5. You know, I was blowing the opposition away, and I knew it was a different level than a lot of these kids. Um, now absolutely I feel love. And it's now allowing me to enjoy my training more, enjoy the sport more, enjoy my life more as well. Just being able to plan things for my family. You know, I've in the last year and a half, I've only been home 3 times back to my home house. Um, you know, these are the things, you know, that's gonna allow me to be able to go, all right, well, I've got a fight in May, I'm gonna go home, and then after that. Or even what's happened in May is I've got a fight May 24th. The next day I'm flying to my mate's wedding in Thailand. You know, straight over there. I'm gonna miss the ceremony because I arrive in it like 9 o'clock in the morning. The ceremony's at 8. And but I'll make the after party. These are the decisions we have to make in this sport. But look, he also said to me, he says, go have your fight and we'll celebrate at my wedding. We celebrate my wedding, celebrate your fight when you get out here in Thailand. But these are the things that allow me now to plan, you know. And that's freedom you get from having a promoter, which is fantastic. And you actually get, time, 6 weeks, 8 weeks before to know the date. It's good.
It's wee things like that there, as you said, make the difference now. No, you know that rather than obviously having to go with the other promoters now and asking to be in shows, you've got GBM that's doing all the work for you. They'll do all their social media stuff as well. And I know you do your own social media, but for them to be putting stuff out for you as well, it's another massive help for you.
Exactly. I mean, the team that they have is absolutely phenomenal. You know, it's amazing. Even people behind the scenes that you don't see are absolutely great guys. You know, a lot of them have been in the sport from a very young, early age. You know, whip like they were kids when they were doing whips at these boxing shows, and now they're actually a part of a promotion, actually running the day-to-day operations. Which is fantastic. They know the sport inside and out. With GBM, I think they've got a show every month till the end of the year before, like a show every month till the end of the year, apart from maybe 1 month, maybe August, you know. Even if you take a look at that 24th of May bill, you could have Former on it, Igor Machado, Paige Benjamin against Ballingal, Gallagher Levy, Razor Ali fighting Let Go. You know, these are massive fights, and to have Tevin Farmer on the bill, former world champion, is amazing. I've heard of a potential opponent for him. It's very, very good. An interesting fight. They're putting the money in the sport, and to be honest, they're making better cards than some of these bigger promoters. And their small hall shows. Their small hall shows are absolutely dumb. Even the production. A lot of these small hall shows, like I went to a promoter's card in York Hall, and I'll say the name, but you're walking in there and then you're almost going, is this an amateur? Is this Ulster Championships? Like absolutely zero production. There's only one cameraman, not a walk-in. The walk-in's absolutely awful. And then you take a look at GBM's productions, they've got fire, they've got, massive screens everywhere, and it's absolutely amazing productions, and put the money into these productions. And it's the reason why I spoke to Azim, the promoter, and he says, look, each show I wanted to be better than the last show. He says he wants to keep improving until he's hit that benchmark where he's went, all right, I'm satisfied. This is the furthest I can go. And to be honest, what I think is the sky's the limit for Izzy. You know what I mean? He's got the right back, and he's got a fantastic team. And who knows where he's going to be in the next 18 months. You've obviously got TalkSport behind him. TalkSport, everything's on TalkSport YouTube channel. Who knows, a good domestic TV channel could come in and help him out. Domestic, international, who knows? We'll see where he goes. As I said, the guy's the limit.
Your first 8 rounder, obviously, on Saturday night, obviously, an opponent that's been on these shores before, Miguel Cesaro Anton. He was
Yeah.
potentially supposed to be an opponent for you in Dublin in September. Someday it's obviously shared the ring with Harlem Eubank, who was dropped a couple of
Yeah.
times and went the distance. Seems durable. 8 rounds. Is that probably maybe an opponent for you to maybe make a statement, obviously, on your GBM debut? What sort of way are you feeling, obviously, on fight wicket for the fight?
I don't see it as, all right, I'm going to make a statement. I just see it as another fight. I think obviously he's been beat by these guys like Kane Gardner, um, Harlem Eubank. He's drew with is it Luke Evans as well. On a matchroom bill. He dropped Luke Evans twice. He's gonna bang on him as well. Out of 34 fights, he's got 8 knockouts. He went 18-2 at one point. You know, um, so he's definitely very tricky. These Argentinians are always tough and tricky and come to fight. As we've seen there, obviously Brandon Scott had a tough fight as well in the match. Bill, that was a really tough one for him. So Argentinians are absolutely tough when they come to fight. I spoke to the matchmaker. Matchmaker says he's up for it. He's coming for the win. So that's going to spur me on even more for the performance. But I think I'll be a little bit too much for him. I've identified weaknesses in his game that other fighters never took advantage of. So yeah, I've seen him getting knocked out before. I've seen his nose being broke. I've seen him drop a body shots. I've seen multiple weaknesses in his game. So I'm really looking forward to just going in there, showing the tactics, showing off my skills that I've been honing over 8 rounds. And we'll see then. The extra 2 rounds probably might do me the world of good if it lasts that long.
I was going to say, it's not something, obviously, you've always been prepared for 8 rounds, stuff like that as well. So these extra 2 rounds, it's not like something mentally you haven't been through before. So if it's going to go 8 rounds, it's only going to go up because of probably the durability of the opponent, probably rather than you're struggling sort of with the rounds. It's probably more the fact that he's been able to survive in some way.
Exactly. I mean, he's going to find his way to survive. You know what I mean? He's going to do his low blows. He's going to do his headbutts. He's going to hold. He's going to push. He's going to pull. He's going to run. I just gotta figure out the puzzle. You know what I mean? Put my punches together, stay calm, and either get him out of there or just, put on a devastating performance.
Obviously, I know the timer's running down there with less than 5 minutes left. Obviously, I just want to briefly speak on the super lightweight division. Obviously, Sean McComb is obviously in a huge fight this weekend. Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia is in the same card. Like super lightweight, not even in the world scene at the moment, even domestically. There, obviously, you've Dalton Smith, Adam Azim, Pierce O'Leary sort of there as well. Like you're probably involved in probably the most competitive. Well, competitive, probably not the right word. The most lucrative sort of division, sort of the big fights being made everywhere. Not even if it's a European title, even the whole way the world title honors. Like there's no easy route.
Absolutely. I mean, anywhere you look, there's tough fights in this division. Even if you look at some guys domestically and you look at the people they've beat, you think, fuck me, a lot of these fighters are good fighters as well that they've beat. A lot of them were 50-50 fights, just who shows up on the day. A lot of European guys, even in Ireland, you got Pierce O'Leary there. Pierce O'Leary's been absolutely fantastic. I mean, you even got Ryan O'Rourke as well is coming back into the mix. My former teammate. He's doing fantastic things in New York, and he's building up the rankings as well. Sean McComb, Barboza Jr. That's a dream come true for Sean to be fighting in such a lucrative show. And I think he beats Barboza. I think it's a fantastic fight, and I'll be rooting for him. Absolutely, because he deserves it. You know what I mean? After all the stick that he got against Gavin Gwynn about being a quitter, and he's come back and he's put on great displays against Alexander Moya, who was sitting ringside for that. You know, and his fight with Sam Maxwell as well. He put on an absolutely great performance, and a lot of admiration for Sean. It's absolutely fantastic. And obviously you got Dalton Smith, my former rival in the amateurs. You know, beat him. I keep telling him that. And I keep saying, look, if you want revenge, you know where I am. You know, and he says he would love to have that fight again. But obviously he's on a different path now. He's going for his world title. You know, he's only after beating an absolute great fighter. Against a Peta, and you know, Adam Azim's also there. He's very young. So who knows? You know, there's potential fights within this next year. Allow me to build up a 14, 15 or 0. You can't say no to me if I'm in a good ranking, a good area where you know it makes sense in my career. You know, I can't say no.
It's definitely something to look forward to. I guess obviously you need to get through obviously the next 4 or 5 fights obviously at GBM have planned for you, and then you can sort of, I guess, as you're saying, where they want you to constantly build. By the time obviously you have them 4 or 5 fights ready, you're into 10 rounders, you're into 12 rounders, you potentially might have a title fight within that period as well. So it's all good things to look forward to, and that's what it's baby steps sort of still for you until obviously you can get these belts around your waist.
Exactly. I mean, I've got I've got a great team here around me. You know what I mean? You know, I've got Benny Pringle. He coaches me mostly. I've got Scott Welsh is there. You know, he's my manager. He's also comes in and coaches me. You know, got Aunt Brown as well, who was a former coach for Chris Eubank Jr. You know, I've got my teammate there, Tommy Welsh as well. You know, he's aiming for a fight against the Savage Babbage. You know, he's been trained by Paddy Collins. So yeah, he's in the zone as well. We're all in a great place. And we're really, really looking forward to what's gonna happen the next year. And it's good vibes all around, you know what I mean? There's no bad vibes, there's no heads down going, oh, I'm not getting fights. We're all getting fights. We're all putting in the work. You know, there's nothing to complain about. We're here putting in the work and we're looking forward to the future.
Definitely. Well, look, I know this time we're just about to run out. Obviously, thanks very much as always for giving us some of your time and fight week. We'll obviously look forward to you moving to Tiernan on Saturday night.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
All right, cheers, Tiernan. Take care.
Thanks, Stephen. Enjoy.
Cheers, thank you. Thanks. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye.